Hello you guys, today I wanted to show you how to reforge and gem and enchant and what the kinds of talents do and how I am specking. I got into gemming first. On the meta gem, go with 54 intellect and 2 maximum 2% maximum mana increase. This will require 2 jello gems and 20 intellect and 20 haste is enough to that counts as a jello gem. So instead of just going pure haste or mastery, if you want to go with the mastery, then it's better just to go with 20 intellect and 20 haste and 67 intellect, because I have geo crafting, so I can create a special I can create stronger gems. 44 or 40 intellect on both slots, 40 intellect, 67 intellect on chest. I went with haste here because I felt like I wanted a bit extra haste. It's really up to you if you want to go 20 intellect and 20 haste, but I prefer I wanted to go haste here. Don't go with an extra intellect gem because the socket bonus is 30 intellect, so go with the 20 intellect or 20 intellect and 20 haste or 40 haste. That's my advice to you. Or of course, if you don't have the socket bonus, then it's up to you. 40 intellect here. AoE heal and a strong single target heal are free, so that's nice. Oh, here we go. You have a chance on getting a holy power when like healing with the beacon of light, and your holy radiance will always trigger a holy power. So this is pretty much a must-have, since here we will be using holy radiance a lot at AoE damage. So you can holy radiance and use light of dawn or whatever. Yeah, here light of dawn comes. Light of dawn, I create like I create 16k on all the targets. So let's say I'd crit on all the targets, then it's 16k on all my targets, all my 6 targets. So that's very OP. This is just to increase your healings by 6%. This is so when you use Word of Glory, you have a 30% chance of not consuming any holy power, and that's pretty awesome. And Crusader, if you, I would say, kill a target, then you have you have a chance on getting. You have a 100% chance on getting a 300% increased heal with Holy Light, and I created like 80k with it without any cooldowns pop, so that's nice. And your Holy Shock is increased by 30% with the healing, and I'll talk about that a little later. Since I'm using Judgment like all the time, I like this a lot. So I'm pretty much at boss fights, I'm never out of range. 40 haste here, 40 intellect and 20 intellect and 20 haste, 20 intellect and 20 haste, and 2 40 intellect gems, 4 40 intellect gems here, and 40 intellect here. Going through enchants. I don't have a shoulder enchant because I'm too lazy to get it. 16 intellect and 35 critical strike rating here. I think you get it from the Hydro place. Yeah. And 15 intellect here, 20 plus 20 to all stats, 15th, like you can choose to go with spirit instead if you want to, but since I have a lot of spirit already, I prefer going with intellect. If you're a bit undergeared, I would recommend going spirit. Power torrent here, 40 intellect here, 50 haste here, 95 intellect and 55 spirit, and 50 haste here. You can go with 65 mastery as well, but I think it's extremely derpish to go with the mastery, because the shield is it's not strong at all for paladins. So try gemming as much intellect as possible, and try to reforge haste instead of gemming haste. If you can't avoid getting haste, then gem haste, but that's up to you. Okay, so crit rating, or crit rating. Try to get the Earth Reforge to haste, since you benefit a lot more from that. Mastery, just go haste. You can go, or I am going with as much haste as possible, and I'm still using this trinket because it's pretty good, to be honest. It gives a lot of spirit and a lot of and haste. It's hard to find that hasty trinket with spirit on if you're not raiding a lot. So, and the fingers from Dragon Soul doesn't drop that often. I have this trinket in heroic, but as you see, it doesn't give spirit or haste, so I chose to go with this one. Even though I get less item level, I still think it's worth it. You know, some talents. Since I'm just going this because I already 2 here, because I don't find it that strong to get an extra 1.2k heal there. But if you want to, you can go with that. This is a must, because your spirit will be a lot better and you get a 9% more haste. So I usually use Judgment when I'm not healing, so I always have this buff up. And reduce casting time of your Holy Light, Mana Light, and Holy Radiance. Of course, I've been saying that you should reforge a lot of haste, so this is pretty good since it's 0.5 seconds. This is if you use Word of Glory, since it's your strongest heal, to be honest. Doesn't cost any mana, and it's pretty strong. To be honest, this is derpish if you don't want to DPS during boss fights. And this is a PvE video, but I guess it could be good in PvP, but in PvE it's not good at all, or in PvE it's not good at all. Your flashlight in the so you can use 2 Holy Shock or 1 Holy Shock without triggering cooldown, so you get 2 Holy Shocks before it goes into cooldown. This is to get increased haste with Holy Radiance. Flash of Light actually gets instant. Holy Light gets extremely fast, and Divine Light gets pretty fast too. And Divine Favor. This is OP in when you have this set bonus, since it's 25 less mana costing when you have it up. So the set bonus, it's extremely strong with this. And even the Holy Radiance spell by 5%. Holy Radiance is your strongest ability, it's so overpowered. Like all of my heals during raids are like 50% Holy Radiance, so it's extremely good. This is because you need to remove magic effects in Dragon Soul, and I'm doing Dragon Soul at the moment since I made this character my main recently. I used to play a Feral Druid before, tank, so This is just so you run a bit faster when you use divine protection, and you get more spell haste. Beacon of Light is something you have to get. If doesn't matter, you have to get it, because let's say I use whole Beacon of Light on him and I heal myself, then he will get I don't know how high amount of the heal, but yeah, if you use Holy Light, then 100% of the Holy Light will go to him and to me. So it's like, how much am I doing with Holy Light? Okay, so 10k. He gets a 10k heal and I get 10k heal. That's very strong, and doesn't matter what heal you're using, he will still get healed. This is just a failure, I suppose, since as a hero you don't need a hit rating, and it's not high at all. You're healing with your judgment anyway, so Aura Mastery, this is pretty much a must-have in my eyes, because if you're using Resistance Aura and you use it, then let's say you're on Spine and you need to stack at the fireplace, and you have Fire Resistant Aura and you pop this, then you're pretty much no one in the raid are pretty much taking any damage at all. It's that strong, and this is just so you become immune and into interrupts, etc. And when you're healing and you have this up, you can't like your spellcasting doesn't get slower. This is awesome, because then you heal more with conviction, or I mean with your heals. So when you're taking damage overall, you have a chance of getting a whole power, and your Word of Glory and your Light of Dawn is pretty OP, since it's fiction. You get even more haste, so that's pretty nice as well. Yeah, so if you want me to do another class or whatever, I'll make sure to do it, at least try to, and yeah, subscribe, like, and comment down below. Thanks, bye. You use my judgment, and if I really need your judgment, I just use it. Glyphs. Since Divine Favor is so overpowered, and even more overpowered with the set bonus, 10 seconds with Divine Favor is so strong. We'll get this. You can see on now with Word of Glory. I love Word of Glory. So, and this is pretty much nothing else you can go, or you can get this if you want to, but it's 5%, and what would you rather have, to be honest? 10% increased healing with Word of Glory, or 5%, or 5% increased critical rating with Holy Shock? It's pretty obvious. And since you're able using Seal of Insight, because you can get increased or you can get mana with this, and restore health. So Seal of Insight, you should use it, so your healing will be increased by 5%. This was even more stronger. I think it was up at 15% before with this glyph, but I guess they nerfed it because we hold Paladins are very overpowered. Since it happens that you get 6% of extra mana of your total mana. This is total, not base mana, so it's a lot. Definitely a lot. So if you have a break, like on Manus when you jump from platform to platform, you can use this, so you restore mana while doing it. And since cleanse is pretty nice to not take mana, so you would need to be worried about cleansing. This is pretty nice. And your lay on hands, this have saved me so many times. This is something that you should definitely get. uh, 10% of your maximum mana. For me it's like, how much is it? Like 21k maybe, 20k mana when you're using it and your tank is about to die and you can't heal another heal. Just lay enhance him. Though be careful with using this because it's 10-minute cooldown. And since this you said is like less mana costing, I usually use buff before bosses. You can get these if you want to, but I haven't bothered. Since it doesn't take a lot of mana anyway. Okay, so when you're healing, keep holy shock, like get the all time sync cooldown, because 1.6k mana is nothing. And you'll be using Self Insight as I said before, and Blessing of Might, because you want mana back and not use the more intellect, strength and agility. Plus if you have a druid in your group, his book will be overwritten by this, so if you have Blessing of Kings then you use the druid buff, then this will disappear, so you might as well just use this. Okay, so yeah, we got a proc here, and this is called Infusion of Light. As you can see, my holy light is 0.8 seconds, that's pretty fast, and this becomes instant 0.3 seconds here as well. Didn't have enough time to see, oh, another proc. And yeah, it's the same on Holy Radiance, Divine Light, and on Holy Light. This becomes instant, but it's very mana draining, so avoid using Flash of Light. I can pretty much spam Holy Light all the time, and then I can get this Mastery Shield. As you can see, it's not a very high shield, or you can't get it pretty often, but you see how much I've been spamming it and I was losing mana, so you might as well just use it. And Divine Light, if you see that someone are like maybe at 44 or under 60% HP or less, since that's pretty much how much it's going to heal, to be honest. And Word of Glory, don't be afraid of using it, or don't use it if someone are like at 100% HP, because that's just waste. And if everyone are taking high AoE damage, you can use Holy Radiance and Light of Dawn. And your cooldowns, you have the most overpowered cooldowns in the world. If Paladins had Trank, then Paladins would like be unstoppable. Guardian of Ancient Kings. When I use it, and let's say I use Divine Light, you see Guardian of Ancient Kings healed an extra Divine Light, so 60k with Divine Light. That's nice, and with a crit it's like, and I have maybe this on, it's like 120k, so I get the attack up in no time if he's low on HP. Plus it heals 5 other targets in your group or in your raid. Okay, so Avenging Wrath. This is, it's so strong. It's extremely strong. I can like, okay, so it increases your healing and damage by 20%, and you'll be caring about the healing, of course. Let's see here. As I saw before, I did like 29k. There I did like 34 or 35, so it's pretty much a lot. And when you're using your Holy Radiance with this, it's so strong. And Divine Favor increases your haste and spell critical chance by 20%, and your mana cost is of all your healing is reduced by 25%. So it's extremely OP. Just be careful with timing these, because They have 3-minute cooldown, and don't like use it in the beginning because that's when people are taking the least damage. Try to avoid using all of these cooldowns at once, because if you balance them right, you'll be doing insane healing. So yeah, and Lifeblood is pretty good if you're a whole Paladin or Retribution Paladin, because your Crusader Strike will be able to refresh faster in your Divine Storm as well. But let's see here. Okay, so it takes 2.1 seconds to heal with Holy Light. Won't be a huge difference, but it's something. 2.1. So it's very nice. It's very nice. And if I pop this, my haste are just insane. And that's pretty much it, guys. And even if you use divine